Morning, folks. MIMS here. We're going to hit the ground running. We already got a panel up and running, and we're just going to go live here on TikTok. Who knows what we're going to talk about, but it's going to be fun. Thank you all for watching.
But then 100% expect people to protect them and look out for them. And this all goes back to that entitlement where I keep telling people you can't go over to other people's countries anymore and be white and decide I'm white, so I'm going to come in and make changes. There's a backlash to that now. And that wasn't happening before, but there is a serious backlash to that now because when people come here to the States and they're told they have to accept the culture, people are getting tired of white folks coming over to their countries and telling them, oh no, you have to accommodate me. The backlash is here. That's what people need to understand. That backlash is here. Right, Jason? Go ahead, Jason.
Bradley G.
I was floating alive.
Bradley G. You're the reason why. You're the reason why that all of this shit that's happening in BIPOC communities, you're the reason why. Like, seriously.
Is literally that person we are talking about.
Yes, exactly. You go
100%.
You demand that everybody else has to assimilate here. And then you go to other people's countries and demand that they change. Now, here's the problem with that colonized mind of yours. Other people feel that their culture in their own countries is just as important to them as you feel is your well, I can't even call white culture a culture here in this country because it's a hodgepodge.
It's not a culture.
Yeah, it's a hodgepodge.
Why folk in America don't have culture? Their culture is taking.
Yes. So you can't be mad.
That's the only thing, really.
Yeah. You can't be mad at people in other countries who want to preserve their culture and look at you like you're crazy when you come in and say, it's too loud, the food's too spicy, it's too this, it's too that. Well, you didn't have to move there. That's the thing that they're saying now. Why did you move here? You wanted to move here because you want what we have, but you are telling us that we can't do what we want to in our countries because you're here. It's that entitlement that is the reason why in Jamaica, when they built that hotel and they said no Jamaicans could stay there, they burned it down. In St. Lucia, when they said they bought the private beach, all the people showed up. In Mexico, now people are showing up for this restaurant to support it.
Recently, there was a hotel. I think it was like either Montana, Idaho, one of those like northern states where they basically was like, oh, no, no indigenous can stay here, but they had indigenous working there, and everybody showed the fuck up and shut that whole entire hotel down.
Yeah, that's the backlash now. The majority is tired of the 12% telling the rest of us how we can live, how we can think, how we can worship, what we can do with our bodies, who we can love. The 12%, what's the name of that book? The Tyranny of the Minority. It's coming to a screeching halt because whether you like it or not, Bradley, BRICS is coming. And that's one organization that's saying they don't want the West as part of it. And they're the ones with the resources. They are tired of people like you. They are tired of you coming in, telling everybody else, our way is the best way because we're superior. Well, you know what? Why don't you just leave everybody else alone? If you're so superior, pick a spot and stay there. Stop coming over to where everybody else is.
100%. Jason, she has something on her chin. I noticed it. Helps to like.
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
And then
I cleaned a lot yesterday, so she was sticking her face in places with dust.
and Bradley G, yeah, no, you're the problem. You're all the fucking problem. Like the global minority, like you, needs to just stay the fuck away. Really, just stop it. I mean, it's like you guys are like Christians. Y'all can't just leave anybody the fuck alone. Like that one dude, I know that he was. I know. It's like that one dude who tried to like get to the island off of like what was it? In India, where people told him, "Do not go here. They will unalive you," and
he went they feel that people let me tell you what I've noticed about white Christians. Oh, we're chosen. They feel like the Zionists and the people of Israel. We're chosen. It's like, look, whether you're chosen or not, people have the right to live, to exist, to believe what they want. And the problem is when you want to control everybody and want to have power over everybody because it's the only way you can feel safe and secure because of what you've done to everybody else. That's why everybody is now saying we're done. We're done.
I have a question. If white people are the chosen people, then why did everybody start off black?
And first and foremost, y'all Christians out there, main attention really. but to the main thing, first, y'all really need to wake up and realize, Jesus was not white. If you really pay attention to look where he came from and the geographical map of where he came from, ain't no person that, and y'all know what I'm about to say, ain't no person that look like MIMS or Jason could survive out there at all.
No, Nigel, it's not even that. Didn't Herod have to unalive every male child 2 and under? How do you not find a white child in the Middle East? Even back then, they talked about how people knew the Romans when they saw them. So you need to tell me Herod had to unalive all of those babies to find a white child. How hard would that have been for the people around them to say, you know what, we know where they are. That blonde, blue-eyed kid, yeah, they were just here. And who would not have given him up in that region if they knew that their own child was at stake?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're shouting at a bunch of friendlies, by the way.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Who?
Looks like all the most of them went out.
Like we're covering great things, but it's just a bunch of people that agree with us. So I didn't want you to waste all your energy.
Oh, but wait a minute. Did y'all see that now in Europe they're burning Bibles after what Putin put out from the vaults?
Oh,
of the
really?
Black saints?
What?
Yeah. Go online. You can see on YouTube the Europeans are burning Bibles now.
Oh.
They're burning Bibles. How crazy is that?
Didn't she turn off your vibrator?
Ooh, Nigel, no, you
No.
Hey, Tenchi.
Don't want to.
Tenchi.
Yeah.
Don't you kink shame her.
Wait a minute. Tenchi, do you have a rose?
I have all the stuff. Oh, y'all want to see some bombastic side eye?
Oh,
Sassy.
Lord.
What the hell kind of comment is that?
What is that?
What the hell kind of comment is that?
That's the version.
Sassy, what in the world? Are you okay?
I'm
So
sorry.
weird.
Last,
What on
The
earth
way-
is that?
Miss Sassy said it. Are you?
Hold on, now I gotta check this out.
Huh? Are you okay? Are you sure?
Are you feeling okay?
Okay.
Because Miss Sassy, wait, let me handle this one. Let me and Nigel take this one, please. Let me, Nigel, and take this one. Okay.
Blurred.
Let us take this one. First of all, Miss Sassy, the mixture in my family was not by choice. So number one, I am highly offended at that remark. Number two, there are plenty of us who would love to take that 12% DNA that I have out and shove it. I'll let you have it, Nigel.
No, that's pretty much said to be said. Like, so, but that's basically it. It's not like we chose to be mixed. If you go back and do the research, especially back in the slavery days, a lot of that was by force. Nobody, and none of us wanted that or asked for that.
Oh, and also so that they could differentiate house slaves from field slaves, so that they could pit us against each other. So, Miss, you didn't mean it as an answer. I don't care how you meant it. You need to think before you speak. That's the problem I have with a lot of people on TikTok. No critical thinking skills. Don't think about what you say before you put it out there, and then you're shocked when people come for you.
Shocked. Yeah.
What you need to do is say, "I'm sorry. I knew what I was saying, but I didn't mean to phrase it that way. Maybe
And
about
frankly,
that. I'll learn my lesson. Like, seriously, what the fuck?"
As a Mayo sapien myself, we don't say the term most blacks. We don't refer to people as blacks, like colors, like crayons. We don't do that. So that right there, that's a red flag for me. Come on.
100%.
What are you talking about,
I wanna
David?
show you-
Or the gays, or
What?
the this.
What are you
We
talking
not
about, David?
objects, we are people. So when you use the word "the" in front of anybody you decide to describe, you have just taken our humanity away
Talking
and
about,
turned us into objects. So you might want to think about that
are you talking
as
about
well.
Jesus?
Oh, I wanted to show you guys a picture from my weekend. I went to Placerville, California, and they had this really cute restaurant. But let's just say I wouldn't stay here after dark.
Yeah, no.
Well, that's a heck of a thing to come back to.
Yeah, no.
Look, the whole entire, okay, so the whole entire city, actually, they were debating on whether or not to take the noose from their town seal or whatever. They had an argument of whether to take it off. There's shit like this is everywhere in that fucking town.
No. This is the epitome of privilege.
And-
When you can sit and argue that point. When you have to have an argument and a discussion about taking that is the epitome of privilege.
Yeah.
It's like that South Park episode.
Hangtown is everywhere in Placerville, California. That is 30 minutes away from me. I just go up 80 about half an hour. That sits there. There is an effigy of a hanged man. A white hanged man. But nonetheless, this is all over the fucking town. If there was ever a place that could say, people of color, you do not deserve to be here because this is a sundown town. Miss Sassy,
Can I go ahead and say it?
no.
Ain't nobody keeping you here. You can go.
Can I say
Yeah,
it?
you can go. But this is all over the place. This is not all over the place. This is all over the place in California. Well, in this particular town. And if you can't fucking listen to what I'm actually saying, because I'm saying where this is at, then you can go. You refuse to learn. Sorry,
Okay.
Jason, go ahead.
No, I just want to say it. I just want to make sure that Blurred, Nigel, and Cage are okay with me saying it as well. I want to say it.
Saying what? I have no idea what.
I'm not going to say anything bad, but I want to say something on behalf of everybody who's not a cis white man. Straight.
Oh, I was gone. I went to get some water.
Okay. I was like, I'm as long as it ain't
You know me. I'm not going to say that.
What are you going to say, Jason?
I just want to say on behalf of everybody in the LGBTQA plus community and the BIPOC community that we don't have to wait for you to catch up. We don't have to wait for your apologies. We don't have to wait for you to calm the fuck down. People in our communities are fucking dying while we're waiting for you to catch up to 2024. So if you're offended by anything that any of the people on this panel say, that's your problem. That means you need to go do some soul searching. That means you need to go do some fucking learning. Because I ain't gonna calm the fuck down. Blurt's not gonna calm the fuck down. Nigel's not gonna calm the fuck down. Tenchi is not capable of calming the fuck down. Okay? It's just not gonna happen. We don't know you shit. So you either
True
learn
story.
or you scroll the fuck on.
And
That's all.
just to add on to what Jason's saying, we aren't even yelling at you. We're not raising our voice. It's a thing for us to calm down too because we weren't out of control. You just perceive what we're saying as a threat to you in some way, so you automatically assume we're attacking you when we're just talking. But it's always interesting how that's immediately where they go with calm down, you're acting, you're being loud, you're being so defensive. We're just talking.
Literally, you know
Absolutely.
I was yelling at you mainly because of the mic.
Right.
Just a
By the way,
friendly,
I wasn't yelling, I was talking sternly.
just a friendly reminder. Hold on one second. Just a friendly reminder, everybody. We are not going down. The live will stay up until after 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, North Kakalaki time. We are not going to be taken down. I'm also currently streaming the whole panel on YouTube. So if for some reason you get booted out or it says it ended, I'm not ending. I'm still on YouTube. So let's please keep it going. I'm going to go back on mute. This is a great conversation. Oh, we got somebody else coming in. 1 second. Kim Kins! Kim Kins. Hope it's okay. We're going to let Kim Kins have the floor. Welcome, friend. Welcome. Good to see you.
Hello. Let me fix my camera.
And this is where we went. We were adorable.
Oh, how cute.
Anniversary.
Aw.
It was an anniversary lunch. It
Look
was an
at this,
enchanted
so
fairy
cute.
forest stuff, and we all got the little things, and I was all like, yeah! And then he took me to go to an arcade where I won 3, what was it? 3 stuffed animals from a gotcha machine.
Wow, I'm jealous.
Hold on 1 second, Cage. Hold it for 1 second. Tenchi, we have a fan on YouTube. Just saying. We have a fan on YouTube. It says Tenchi Penne has a thing against people without melanin, just saying. So, just letting y'all know, we are on YouTube and we have some
Poorly, I don't like you, so...
You don't like me?
Like you or Jason?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
And first
I'm
of
here
all,
now.
it's not like we don't have the right not to or to.
Oh my god.
Now, wait a second, Tenchi. Is that the Flat Earther?
No, that's the dude who he came in and was all like, what's it called? He's a MAGA person, but like doesn't really want to like say that he's a MAGA person.
Is he a MAGA wannabe? Is that it?
I think so.
No, the word you're looking for is kiss ass. That's what it is.
I was trying to be polite, Nigel.
We don't do that here often. Jade. Come on.
Hey, let me
Not with you.
piggyback on what was said before about people. People are always trying to police us as the BIPOC LGBTQ plus A community. Did I do it right, Jason? I got it wrong. Okay, so people are constantly trying to police us because it makes, and I noticed this, people who have not deconstructed, it makes them uncomfortable to know that we don't like what they do, how they feel, what they think, what they believe. It makes them uncomfortable to know that we are embracing ourselves, our differences, our personalities, the way we think, what we believe. It makes them highly uncomfortable that we are not centering them, that we are not considering them, that we are not putting them first, that we are not deferring to them. And more importantly, it makes them uncomfortable that they now feel othered. And that's what it all boils down to. They feel othered when we get upset. They feel othered when we express ourselves. They feel othered when we say things amongst each other. And more importantly, they feel left out. There's a...
I'll be right back.
Okay. There's 2 places you can find ways.
I'll be right back, YouTube.
In their feelings, and in the BIPOC LGBTQ plus A community. That's where you're going to find them. They're in our spaces. They're constantly demanding to be heard. They're constantly demanding to be accommodated. And they're constantly demanding that we put them before we put ourselves. And that's why they get upset when we challenge what they say, or there's backlash to what they say or do. Because in their minds, we are supposed to accept everything they do without question. We're supposed to do it without being upset. We're supposed to do it without thinking twice about it. And we shouldn't have an opinion.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Cage. I do educational content on TikTok. I've seen Blur do educational content. I've seen you do educational content. So why is the deflection always, I'm still learning? Or they tokenize like somebody, or there's always something. There's always an excuse. Instead of just like admitting, hey, I was wrong. I'll do better next time.
Remember, Jason, they're never wrong. Remember? Gentrifying is never wrong.
And Tenchi, your clacking is muting everybody while you're clacking.
We hear you're typing.
Oh, my bad.
The thing is, there's this attitude that no matter what we do, we're always right because we're white. And that's what it all boils down to. I'm not wrong about my attitude. I'm white. I didn't say the wrong thing because I'm white. I'm not rude because I'm
You
perfect.
can insert in there because I'm Christian as well.
Yeah, and
It has
because
the
I'm
same effect
Christian
on
and
me.
I'm perfect. My favorite thing is when Christians come in and they start saying things like, "Well, you need to forgive people." You know what? I'm to the point now where I'm at. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I'm to the point now where I'm like, "At the vengeance is mine, and I will repay." I'm kind of at that point. I'm not forgiving people anymore because I feel like they are exploiting our forgiveness. They're exploiting our understanding. They're exploiting our patience.
Yep.
And they're not changing. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, you're doing better than me. I'm the gif of Elmo with the fire behind him that just says chaos above it.
Yeah.
Literally.
But you get what I'm saying.
Chaos.
There's always this reason for us to forgive and worse, forget. Now, if we forgive and forget, you're going to do it again. You're going to keep why do you think we're at the point we are right now
Mabel,
where they
slow down.
want to turn the clock back because they want us to
Slow down.
forget what happened?
So I'm going to go ahead and call somebody out in a good way. That gentleman that I had a disagreement with earlier that MIMS said that's friendly, give him a chance. We had a private conversation and it went well. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He said, you know what, I didn't realize what I said was wrong. But it was, and I'm sorry. That's how you fucking do it.
Beautiful. Love the props. Thank you. That's how we do it. Yeah, Tizrock is good. You know, good folks. He's been around for a long time. But yeah.
I mean, to the point of that, definitely, people talking about worried about forgiveness. They always want to just, how in the, you got a lot of nerve for you to do. You got the audacity to do what you did to me, and then have the nerve to just automatically expect me to forgive you, and let alone forget about what you did to me. No, absolutely not. I literally, one of my many theme songs for this very purpose is by a girl group called Little Mix. One of their most recent releases is called Cut You Off. Literally, I suggest you go hear that. You will connect for those who have been in those situations.
No, only Wings from Lil Mix.
Excuse me, I have been a fan of theirs since day one. I have listened to more than that.
I've been a fan of them since I heard the one song on Glee. I'm a bigger fan than you.
Oh, but no, you are not. I have listened to their whole discography.
All right, both of y'all, put it back in your pants. Real quick in the comments. A Duke says admitting one is wrong is a sign of strength. Fucking A. That's absolutely. And then to take it a step further, understanding that you might not be okay changing your mentality, and yet still changing your mentality is a huge sign of strength. When presented facts, reading materials, evidence, things like that, it's really important to be able to have mental flexibility to understand that there might be points that you haven't fucking seen because you can't be part of all of the social groups. I don't think it's possible for everybody to be part of every single social group. So everybody's going to have a different experience, whether they're an American, whether they're European, whether they're black, they're white, they're Jewish, they're whatever. Everybody has different experiences, and that's why we should always sit and listen and try to understand each other. Sit and listen and learn, and unify. So.
It starts with sorry.
Oh my god.
That's your foot in the door. One simple sorry.
Oh my God, Tenchi, my phone just cracked.
I can fucking say it. I'll do it.
I saw Jason comment.
I kind of want to switch gears, but not really, because it's still kind of the same idea of what we were talking about. So I don't know if you all seen, Tom Holland is doing a theater presentation of Romeo and Juliet at the Jamie Lloyd Theater.
Ooh.
And the actress who is cast opposite him happens to be a black actress.
Okay.
The Jamie Lloyd Theater had to actually release a statement telling people to stop being racist because there was an outcry and outrage over the fact that Juliet was being cast with a black actress. And it's one of those things, like it happened with The Little Mermaid. There's discourse now. People are getting mad about something that actually isn't real, by the way, because they talk about Disney potentially doing a Rapunzel live action, and one of the fan casts happens to be an actress of Indian descent, and they've lost their mind over that, even though this was a fan cast. Nothing Disney has said, nothing like that. This isn't an official casting, but they've also lost their mind over that.
Yeah.
And I say it's kind of still on the track with, like, listening to people and hearing people, because I pointed out that, you know, it's representation. That these are not, we're not getting rid of Romeo and Juliet cast with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. That's not going anywhere. We're not getting rid of the original Jodie Benson voiced Little Mermaid. The Mandy Moore voiced Rapunzel isn't going anywhere. So this outrage about that they like to throw up of, it's our childhood, these are our memories, and I said, yes, you're right, but isn't it important for little black girls and little black boys and little Indian girls and little Indian boys and children of all races to be able to see themselves reflected in these beloved characters as well? No one's telling you that you can't show your white children redheaded, white-skinned Ariel. Like, it doesn't, those things don't go away.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, someone commented, we
I got
the
you.
people reject race swapping. And I said, oh, did you reject it? Like, let's do a little history of Hollywood here. Did you reject it when Katharine Hepburn played an Asian woman, when they literally pinned back her eyes? Did you reject it when they put buck teeth in Mickey Rooney's mouth and had him play an Asian character in Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Go to Marvel.
We can bring it up to modern day. I got to modern day too, Gage. Did we reject it when Ben Affleck played a character of Mexican descent? Did we reject it when Angelina Jolie played an Afro-Cuban woman? Did we reject it when Scarlett Johansson played an Asian character? Like, did we reject it when Joseph Fiennes, a full-on white man, played Michael Jackson? Did we reject it? And their response was, yeah, we were upset about it. I was like, no, you weren't. And
It's nothing about Tropic Thunder.
lying. And then they tried
Yup.
to throw up the fact that Tilda Swinton played the Ancient One in the Avengers movies and how people were upset about it. And I said, do you know who was upset about it? Us. Because the Ancient One is an Asian character.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they did change it to a Celtic, like, they tried to kind of tidy it all up in a neat little bow. And they did it for that market because China is only second to the U.S. when it comes to box office, and that's the only reason they did it, because they didn't want to piss off China, who wouldn't have showed the movie. That's why they did that, and we all know that. It was the capitalism aspect of it for them. It wasn't a morality thing. But the person who said it was like, well, Kate Blanchett played an Asian character in the Avengers, and I said, you said 3 wrong things in that sentence, and as a Marvel and comic book geek, I am offended. It wasn't Kate Blanchett, it was Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton isn't a woman, Tilda Swinton is non-binary as fuck, and it wasn't in Avengers, it was in Doctor Strange. Now, the person tried to come back and say eventually, like, oh, well, they were in Avengers Endgame. I said, yes, but you didn't say Avengers Endgame. You said the Avengers. Those are 2 separate movies. Like, they were trying to cover their tracks, and that's where I said earlier, Mims, I said I've been calling trolls NPCs all morning.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're, like, nameless, faceless
Yes.
profiles just trying to spark, like, anger and outrage.
Yeah.
But, like, they can't even get their facts
It's a-
straight. Like, if you're gonna pretend that this is a morality thing for you, at least have, like, correct information.
Yeah, that's why I call them burner accounts. So I've got Jason and Cage with their hands up. Nigel, do you want to be put on the list as well? And I'd like to say something real quick before. Yes, Nigel? Yes, you? Yeah, okay. So to bring back the Shakespeare drama, which is fitting for Shakespeare. Now tell me, Blurred, were women allowed to portray women in Shakespeare?
No.
No!
To add on to that, Othello is a Moor in Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Which is a black person.
Yeah!
But has been historically played
Yeah.
white men.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart, who I do dearly love, don't get me wrong, played Othello.
Wait.
Othello's a black man.
Wait, Blurred, was it because women and black folks weren't allowed to be in theater?
Exactly.
Oh, who would have fucking thunk it? Jason?
I was just gonna say, Blurred, you left out the most relevant new example. Wicked. Everyone on Facebook, go to anything to do with Wicked, and look at the comments under that movie, and they're flipping the F out because Elphaba's black. Elphaba's green, first of all. But if you guys don't know, the literal story of Wicked is an allegory for racism in America, you dumb fucks. So, who better to play that character than a black woman?
I don't know who's at fault here, us, for thinking that these people understood what they're even arguing about when they call us, who are anti-fascist, fascists. Who call leftists fascists. I'm like,
World War II.
what in the yeah, absolutely.
The only reason they don't complain about Gamora, Liz, is because they don't know anything about the character. Like, they don't know anything about the history of the character. With Faba on in Wicked, it is literally because Idina Menzel played her in the original Broadway adaptation, and Idina Menzel is white. So they said, well, white woman play green woman. So now white women must always play green woman. Like, that's literally what it is.
Kimmy.
If Gamora had been originally played by a white actress, I can guarantee you they would have been mad.
Yeah.
That Zoe Saldana played Gamora.
Look at that comment. This
Kim-
comment right down
What's
there
up?
is exactly what's going on. The Queen Latifah
Like,
playing
nobody-
Ursula, because Ursula is coded as a black woman.
Yeah.
You understand?
Actually, Ursula's coded as a drag queen.
Drag queen, but
which
I
a
also
lot
see
of
black
drag
as well
culture
from
takes
Ursula.
from
Yeah.
black women, and
Yeah.
that's how we get the coded as a black woman thing.
But
So
we're
And the
we're
fact
that's
even
why they wanted a black woman to play Ursula.
we're even arguing
And the
about
fact
like
that
the
she's
mermaids,
a villain.
which were a
And the fact that
terrifying thing
Queen Latifah
anyway.
plays and the fact that Queen Latifah plays a villain.
Yes, let's talk about.
They're not going to be like, oh, well, you know, white person's supposed to be playing it. No. Like, honestly, for me, Ursula should have been played by all the drag queens.
And plus, in this particular adaptation, they were talking about of where Ursula was played by Queen Latifah. That was for one of those little Disney TV adaptation plays they did like over a few years ago. And because not only did Queen Latifah play Ursula, also Louis Carvalho, a Hawaiian girl, also aka Moana, played Ariel.
They
In
were,
the same adaptation.
Nigel, they got mad about that too. I remember the internet when Ali Cravalho was going to be playing Ariel for the Disney whatever. They were mad about that. They were mad about that too. And they get mad anytime a face that is not a white face goes in a place they think a white face should be.
Yeah.
And Kimmy had said in the comments, like, do we remember when Brandy and Whitney were in
Yeah.
the Cinderella?
Yeah.
Yep.
People are freaking out about that now because, and I love talking about this. They are since 2015, Disney has been doing these Descendants movies where it basically follows the children of all the classic Disney heroes and villains, and they have a fourth installment coming out in July of this year, and they got Brandy.
Hey, David,
Brandy and Paolo back to reprise their roles
just a heads up.
as Prince Charming.
Be nice, and you're welcome to stay. If you're going to be problematic, if you're going to be hateful, hurtful, or harmful, you're going to get blocked again. So just be nice. It's very simple. So shut the fuck up and be nice. Cool? Cool.
He's white. But people are flipping out about, the connection doesn't make sense. How are they having a black child? How does she,
Nigel, isn't it hard to find that movie streaming as well? Isn't there controversy behind that?
First of all, it's not that hard to, if you know about the 1997 Roger Hammerstein's Brandy adaptation, you will know that Chad just gets his genes from his grandfather, because in that original movie, Prince Charming's parents were played by Whoopi Goldberg, a black woman, and
Yep.
Victor Garber, a white man. And Prince Charming was played by an Asian man.
Yep.
He was Filipino. Okay,
Okay.
look specific. Okay, just I'm very proud of this shit.
Represent, Tenchi, represent.
Not only did Paulo Montalban continue to play Prince Charming in later adaptations on Broadway, he's still doing it because you know why? We look that fucking good. He's probably in his 50s playing fucking Prince Charming, and he probably still has the to do it.
The ultimate never ages. Can we talk about Dante? Bosco? The
Hell yeah!
doesn't change. The
Hell yeah!
never
No.
ages. Can we talk about Zuko for a minute? And how everybody was hoping that they can do some CG or something to make him Zuko in the live action. And even when he could have played Zuko, 15 years ago, they still didn't put him in? Okay? But one thing I want to say about all of these people who are mad about these adaptations, it's just like Tick was saying, you know, they didn't have any problems when Scarlett Johansson was in Ghost in the Shell. You know how many Asian people were upset? How many Asian women? They were like, we have a hero. Jubilee is another one that's supposed to be Asian in the Marvel series. Not
I'll be back,
to
y'all.
mention, there are other people in the Marvel series
I'll be right back, y'all.
that are supposed to be black.
There was a whole movie that came out a few years ago. I forget the name of it, but it was where Emma Stone, a white woman, was supposed to have been playing a Hawaiian person.
Oh, did you know at one point in time they wanted Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman?
Yeah, I remember hearing about that too. That was ridiculous.
Ultimate insult right there. Okay, Julia Roberts is about as white as they come, and yet when we play opposite parts of fictional characters, these people don't even exist. They're not even real. Okay, everybody's up in arms, but they get to play our most famous and most beloved heroes of real life. What bothers me the most about this whole whitewashing of things is they only want to play the parts that they can't take credit for within the white race.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to they won't play the parts of people who they know are the villains. They always want to play our parts because they want everybody to believe that anybody of note was always white. And that's the problem that a lot of us have. That's the problem what the BIPOC community has. And I'm going to tell you who would play an excellent Ursula. Harvey Firestein would play an excellent Ursula. Love him to death.
Yeah,
There are a lot of other people. If Divine was still alive, oh my God, Divine
Well,
would
that's who Ursula was modeled after.
Yes, but Divine would have been perfect if Divine was still alive. But that's the thing. People sit up and they want to be mad at us for expanding our horizons. But how many movies did we watch from the 40s and 50s where white folks were playing Native Americans? How many? Okay? Even the guy that I grew up with watching crying, Jason, remember when you're probably real little, the Native American man who was crying at the pollution wasn't even Native
Yes.
American, he was Italian.
I remember that. I also remember the weird commercial with the Indian riding or the Native American riding the horse and then hiding in the cabinet for some reason. I don't remember what that was about though.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. And then when we say something about it, we're being sensitive.
Yep. And plus, going back to the original point of talking about Romeo and Juliet, because I have seen this, but I'm surprised. I'm sure there are people out there who were upset about it. But there is currently a jukebox musical that has been going on called And Juliet, and not only it's basically surrounding what if Juliet didn't die, and she kept going, and the lead Juliet is played by a black woman, and not only that, there is a homosexual relationship that happens in this said play, so we got 2 for 1.
That's hot.
It's a good play. I definitely recommend going listen to the soundtrack and watching. It's called And Juliet.
I'm gonna be a little bitch of a mod real quick, y'all. I asked you to get to 10,000 likes like an hour ago. We're still not there. And there's only 2 shares, and there's 40 people in here. What's your excuse? People on the panel aren't supposed to like. But what's everybody in the chat's excuse? I'm curious.
Tap and like the live, people. Tap and share. Not even a mod. Doing this shit for free.
Okay, to like the live, you have to tap MIMS' black box. Okay? Tap MIMS' black box. And then to share the live, you hit the little doodly arrow there on top.
Doodly arrow. Doodly.
Okay, I shared. I don't know how many people I shared it to. I think I shared it to like 27 people or something crazy like that. I just don't understand, and this is maybe just me, and I gotta say this, and I can't speak for the whole BIPOC LGBTQ plus A community, but what I can say is a lot of us are tired of the self-centered, self-focused, self-absorbed, self-serving, selfish, just this whole idea. Oh, okay, Tracy, sorry. This whole idea that everybody has to be like that. It's like there's this big club that they're saying we have to be a part of. Won't let us join the club, but then get mad because we create our own clubs, and then are upset because our clubs are more fun. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Our club is more fun to be a part of, and then they're upset because they can't be a part of our club because they didn't want to be a part of our club. But then when we said, hey, you know what? They still get mad. It's like we can't win for losing. If we want to have our own country, the minute they find out we have something in our own country, they come in. If we want to have our own way of doing things other than what they want to do, they want to create laws where we can't do it. If we decide that we want to build something and they say they don't want any part of it, and then we say, okay, you won't have any part of it, they go in and sue us. I mean, it's like, to me, it's like not our non-melanated counterparts are little kids that funny story. Okay, I'll make it real quick. I tell people this all the time, and this is how I try to explain how racism works. It's like the rich kid that has everything on their birthday or Christmas. Let's say Christmas, and they have everything in their board, everything a child could want, and their driver goes out and takes them to the other where the other half lives, and they see kids out with cheap toys and they're playing together and they're having a good time. And then the rich kid goes in, and because he's rich, he can go take all of their toys, and he takes them home, and he's still unhappy. So he goes out the next day with his driver